in the production vehicle class. Voss and Pitchford overcame puncture troubles to take an important third, while Harkis again proved that the Cape is a happy hunting ground for him and the Ford team. And a closeout for the Motorrad crew. Hutchison and Bergman won, while Cox and Tersteger took second and the Harpers third, while just 13 minutes covered the first 4 home in the special vehicle category. A new venue, a new route and new surroundings for race 2 of the 07 ABSA Off-Road Championship. Gluwe and KwaZulu-Natal, known as the Elephant Coast, was ready to host the big battle. 400 Ks and 85 cars in 2 categories, the specials and the productions. Reigning national champ Alfie Cox and Henny Tersteger let her rip in the Motorrad bat, and Hutchison and Kim Bergman were also in cruise control and steaming along, seconds behind their illustrious teammate. Krobler and Jordan, who had won their 21st national championship race since 2001 when they beat the field comfortably in the Western Cape. Followed closely by Bevan Bertolt and Robin Houghton in the Castrol Toyota, they were in for a torrid time. Krobler in the Nissan Navara wrong slanted though, as did a few other crews. The father and son team, Nick and Ryan Harper, was next in the Atlas Copco bat, guns blazing, with Variava and Rousseau all over them in turn. But the dust in KZN made it tough in the open cab. The Fords were hanging in with the Rapsa bat of Alberts and Hunter clocking the 3rd fastest time for Loop 1, 1 position up from where they started. Voss and Pitchford were going smoothly, but would soon start experiencing starter motor problems, and Schroeder and Huxtable were pushing them hard too, while Harkis and Moore were also on the warpath. The De Bruins, Higo and Jaap in their Micron Excel Toyota could not believe the SB speed, while Gary Bertolt and Henry Castaigne were going well in the top 5. For Ivar Tollefson and Quinn Evans, there was drama as they were hit by a flying special trying to pass.
Oh, he hit us.
Going right, going right.
I think he hit us.
Did he cause damage or?
No. I just felt something in the rear.
I think he hit us on that corner, to be honest.
No,
okay,
no,
100 going left.
But wait, there's more. The leaders in the Castrol Toyota Hilux, Bevan Bertolt and Robin Houghton, stormed home, but just meters from the pits, a ball joint broke. As it was, the engine had overheated after the radiator grids had got clogged. For other crews, there was a lot of heartache and repair work to be done. Some had overheated due to mud getting into radiators. Others had hit a few trees that jumped out at them, like Mark Corbett, for instance. Nick and son Ryan Harper were enjoying only their 2nd outing in the Atlas Copco bat, and they'd obviously gotten used to it pretty quickly and were leading. And Variawa and Rousseau were doing the hippie shakes, but moving up the order. Krobler and Jordan were 3rd overall and leading the production and SB class by more than 3 minutes. And there were clearly no team orders as the Norwegian mountaineer Tollefson and Evans were chasing as hard as they could and were 2nd in class. Harkis, travelling much later, was up into 3rd after being 11th at the start of the day. The former special driver was enjoying the protection and relative comfort of a 4x4 cab. And in Class A, Clint Gibson and Mike Brown were up into 3rd place, all the way from 7th. The absolute bat was still sounding great. Alberts and Hunter were on their way to a fast clocking in the 2nd lap, which got them ever closer to the top 3. The Cries had moved up 6 places and were leading Class B and their bat. The father and son combination had picked up where they left off in the Cape, with Voss and Pitchford hanging on to 4th after slowing down a little. The evergreen Schilling was doing his usual act, go hard and hang on, and he was still leading Class S like he had been from the get-go. While the Edenko bat of Bez Besaidnout and Johan de Bruin was solid in 10th in the special vehicle race and 2nd in Class B. They were in turn 12 minutes ahead of Bez's sons Johan and Etienne in the second Adenko bat. And in Class E, the Barkhuizen's George and his better half Sharon were leading by almost 40 minutes and just had to keep the Toyota on the road to get the win. Pointed in the right direction, of course. While Ramon Besaidnout and Stefan Locke in their Toyota gained valuable manufacturer's point for their team by leading the way home in Class D, they had a 10-minute time gap. Harold and Tian Kun in their Land Rover probably had the drive of the day from 44th on the starting grid to 8th. With the Duplessis pushing them all the way just 2.5 minutes behind. Brian Martin and Oki Free were next, second in Class E, but quite a long way back. At the line, though, it was applause for the Harpers, who were spectacular, yet even-tempered as they crossed the finish line in 6 hours and 23 minutes of racing. They clocked their fastest lap of the day on the final loop of the course. Krobler thought they'd flattered 6 Ks from the finish, only to discover that they'd actually completely lost a wheel. Just a scant 14-second victory for the Harpers with Varayawa and Rousseau, probably wishing that the race was a little longer. In the specials, only 19 cars made it to the line, a real race of attrition. Krobler celebrated his 22nd national championship race win in 50 starts since 01 with another 25-point haul. 2 for 2 with the Nissan and the Ford tied for second, 23 points adrift. And the Harpers took control at the top of the points log, where they would stay throughout, but just 9 points ahead of the Total Motorsport crew, with Hutchison lurking ominously.
Vehicle and asset finance from ABSA.